Thanks, Danica. Thanks, everyone, and thanks, Evie, for putting this excellent event on in a beautiful venue. So, yes, the Dante project is our focus at Terra Metals. We're currently in the middle of a 10,000 metre RC drilling program, which is pretty exciting. We started at 4,000 metres, we expanded to 7,000 metres. We then started drilling our first couple of holes and targets, and we decided to expand again to 10,000 metres. We did raise a little bit of capital just before that to allow us the capacity to expand as we wanted to without having to go back to the market. We've continued to do so. So we have about 7,000 metres of samples at the lab worth of drilling right now, and we should start receiving some of those samples back very soon. We're also have another 4,000 metres of drilling underway. The team's out there at the moment on site right now, and I am travelling up to site again on Thursday to see the last couple of targets drilled there. So this is us. We're in the West Musgraves region of Western Australia, just near the border of Northern Territory, South Australia and West Australia. And I'll just jump to the next slide. So for the people that don't know us, we did just rebrand from GCX Metals to Terra Metals, so you'd be forgiven for not knowing the name. We have about a 15 million market cap. We've got a couple of $1 million in the bank. We've already expensed quite a bit of the cost of the drilling program at the moment, and we have Tribeca, our largest shareholder. So we have Ben Cleary on the board, and also Hayden Smith from Tribeca, and also Ian Middlemas is our chairman from the Apollo Group, where our corporate office is in Perth at the moment. So here, this is why I'm here, the Dante project. I had run this project as a private company for most of last year, the first half of last year, and my job was to go and get it sold into a listed vehicle and to come through with the asset to run that listed vehicle and lead the development of this project. It is an excellent project. It's what attracted me to this and why I wanted to go out somewhere that people consider to be remote, like the West Musgrave region. It is one of the last frontiers. I hear Dave speaking about being in northern Canada. Well, we're in the opposite end of that spectrum. We're in the West Musgrave in the Gibson Desert. But I tell you right now, it doesn't seem remote when you're out there. We've got the airstrip here on our tenement. BHP are building a $1.7 billion mine about 15 k's to the south of us. They're flying all of their people into the airstrip that's on our tenement, and we can fly directly in as well. We also have a house and there's a town on the tenement. All of our targets are within 4 or 5 kilometres of the airstrip. So we're in a pretty good position. Infrastructure is excellent, and there's a lot more infrastructure coming into the region, including large processing facilities over the next little while. The BHP mining in Nebo Babel is a 400 million tonne deposit. It's nickel and copper and platinum, palladium and gold in sulfide. This province does produce big giant copper, nickel and platinum group element sulfide deposits, these magmatic sulfide deposits. That's part of what we're chasing at Dante project. You can see that we're about just 15 k's from Nebo Babel and 10 kilometres from the Sakuth deposit. So Sakuth is a copper dominant magmatic sulfide deposit. It's about 160 million tonnes. So these are large, and there's a cluster of them around this is our blue tenement here. All the pink is BHP, so we're landlocked by BHP. Not many juniors who can say that. And we've got Rio Tinto out here in blue, and we've got Cobalt Mining, which is Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates' artificial intelligence-backed exploration company there as well. So we've got a crown jewel sitting right in the middle of this excellent piece of geology, which is producing monster deposits. And we've got $15 million worth of historical exploration expenditure on the ground, but barely any drilling. So we had a lot of great targets. I planned the drill program from my desktop almost without even having been to site before we went to market, and we're in the middle of drilling that program right now. So here is the main part of our project, Dante project. We've got 23 kilometres of outcropping high-grade mineralised reefs. So these reefs contain platinum, palladium, gold, vanadium, titanium, and copper. We're the first company to identify really that there's copper potential in these reefs. For some reason, historically, even companies like WMC who own the ground, BHP own the ground, a group of juniors, Anglo American own some of the ground. Tracker Resources had the ground for 7 years looking only for copper and never drilled a single hole into the reef. So it's quite amazing. We're drilling out the Hyperion Reef right now. Sorry, not right now. We just drilled 7 kilometres along the Hyperion Reef. These are massive targets. We just drilled 3 kilometres of the Creus Reef, and we're going to drill about 2 kilometres of the Oceanus Reef down here. And this Cronus prospect up in the north is what the majors are looking at and interested in at the moment. It's a big magmatic sulfide mineralised intrusion that has had 5 holes in it historically. It's one of the family of intrusions that Nebo Babel and Sakuth, these big magmatic neighbours, are, where we're confident that it is one of those. And the 5 holes that went into it hit hundreds of metres of disseminated copper sulfides and also lots of anomalous gold and palladium. So it's a copper-gold dominant sulfide system. It's 7 kilometres long, 1.5 kilometres wide, and only have 5 holes, all of which hit mineralisation. So we're drilling this thing out for the first time systematically, a couple of drill fences right across the intrusion. That shallow RC drilling program is aimed to inform into a deeper diamond drilling program. We've just received $435,000 of EIS co-funding from the West Australian government to undertake that deep diamond drilling there, and also to undertake a high-powered EM survey over the project, which we're confident will reveal new conductive sulfide targets, which will feed into the next phases of our drill program. But like I said, we expanded the drill program here. We've believed for some time that the reefs here have copper potential. When I went out there and spent the first week out there doing reconnaissance work, we immediately saw 7 or 8 gossans which were enriched in copper, which had never been mapped despite the $15 to $20 million worth of money and expenditure and work that have been conducted on the project over time. And we've now drilled 33 holes into that reef over 10 kilometres, and we've got a couple of kilometres to go left at the end of the program. Not a single assay back yet. Like I said, everything's at the lab, almost everything, and we expect the results will start coming back soon, and that every 2 weeks for the next 2.5 to 3 months, we'll see more results coming through. So this is an example of some of those gossans that seem to have been missed historically. So we had a theory that these gossans have been missed because they are soft and they've eroded away. They're on the hanging wall side of the reefs, and they're just under a little bit of shallow cover. So we thought maybe the hanging wall leading up to the main basal reef might contain some copper. That's one of the hypotheses that we're out there testing at the moment. But we know the basal reef is enriched in palladium, platinum, gold, and copper. These are some of the numbers here. You can see they speak for themselves. The vanadium and titanium as an accessory thing there is super high grade on their own. So, running an average of 1% vanadium with the precious metals and copper as well. This is Cronus. So, Cronus as a magmatic intrusion being 7 odd kilometres long interpreted. It has 1,000 auger geochemical drill holes over the top of it. So it's quite an advanced target. These stars are EM anomalies. We've got airborne EM over the whole project, and we've got a big gold anomaly, big palladium anomaly, a big copper anomaly, and a big nickel anomaly. And they're in their own right, they're probably worthy of drill targets, but we've got them all in the same prospect. The gold alone is running up to 0.7 grams per tonne just in soils or auger, and the copper is running up to almost 0.5% just in soils. And palladium, this whole thing here is, most of it is over a 0.1 gram per tonne just in soil. So it's pretty impressive as a geochemical anomaly, and it's huge. And we like that. We have a theory about where we believe the larger concentration and higher grade concentration of copper and gold in sulfide is going to be in this, and that's what we're working to unlock at the moment. So it's not just what's sticking out of the ground. We are drilling a lot of low-hanging fruit, and that's easy for us as a junior company to go into the project picking the low-hanging fruit. But we have, as I said, full coverage airborne EM. There are heaps and heaps of sulfur conductive anomalies here which have never been drilled. We just received the funding from the West Australian government to drill high-powered EM over this. This is all low-powered EM, and we know from our colleagues in the West Musgrave region that some of these magmatic sulfide deposits, such as Sakuth, were not seen by the low-powered EM. So even though we've got 30 or 40 high-priority EM anomalies in the project already from that low-powered EM, the high-powered EM we believe is going to yield even more. So there's a pipeline of targets here that are going to continue to yield value over the years to come. But we're pretty bullish on what we're drilling right now, and we're excited to start putting some news out and some results out in the coming weeks and months. So that's us. We're drilling. Like I said, we've got lots and lots of data, but that all goes out the window when you're drilling. The most important thing is we're going to be delivering new data. We've got a large land position, the crown jewel that we believe in the West Musgrave region, landlocked by BHP. Huge amount of investment and infrastructure coming into the region. We're copper focused with precious metals as well. It's a great time to be drilling and exploring for something like that right now. We are a first mover and we have a district scale opportunity here that we own 100% of and we think is very exciting and a standalone in the West Musgrave region. So if you want to chat more about it, please come and see me after this. Thanks everyone.